On the night of May 18th, federal agents executed a search warrant on a quiet suburban home in Virginia. Inside, they found 303 gold bars. This is a standard Swiss fine gold bar. The 303 bars recovered that night weighed 1 kilogram each, bringing their estimated total value to over $40 million. The raid also turned up roughly $2 million in bulk cash and a massive collection of 35 luxury watches, including multiple Rolexes. The homeowner hoarding these assets was David J. Rush. He was a 17-year senior officer working at the Central Intelligence Agency, who held a top-secret, sensitive compartmental information clearance. David Rush allegedly obtained this gold by requesting it through official government channels as a routine work expense. According to the FBI affidavit, a sworn written statement documenting the investigation, the bullion vanished from CIA oversight shortly after it was handed over. The case centers on a mechanical exploit of the government's highest security clearances. Rush allegedly used his administrative authority to move the assets out of the agency without triggering a single physical security alarm. Rush joined the CIA and spent nearly 2 decades climbing the ranks. He eventually reached the Senior Executive Service, the top managerial tier of the federal government that places employees in an elite class of career officials. Federal investigators now allege that his foundational credentials, the bedrock of his entire intelligence career, were entirely fabricated. On multiple federal applications, Rush claimed degrees from Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute and Clemson University, pictured here. When investigators finally checked, neither school had any record of him attending, let alone graduating. He also claimed an extensive military aviation background, representing himself as a Navy pilot. Military records show he never underwent any pilot evaluations and possessed no pilot licenses. Currently, the specific federal charge filed against him is theft of public money. Prosecutors tie this directly to his falsified military status, alleging he claimed 744 hours of fraudulent military leave pay, totaling $77,000. The intelligence community relies on deep background checks, but the vetting system accepted secondary, unverified military files instead of directly calling primary sources. A phantom resume walked past the gates and secured a top-secret clearance. To siphon the assets, prosecutors allege he utilized a Special Access Program, or SAP. A SAP is a classification tier so restricted that even high-clearance superiors are completely blind to its existence. Initiating a SAP takes a single node on the org chart, turns it into a black box, and locks shut information flow to oversight branches. Rush pitched this as a continuity of government plan, a strategy to keep the federal government surviving a nuclear strike. Between November 2025 and March 2026, he used this authorization to direct a defense contractor to purchase tens of millions of dollars in physical gold, classifying the acquisitions as routine work expenses. He initiated 2 colleagues into the program. By utilizing the SAP's strict non-disclosure rules, he ensured they processed the procurement paperwork without discussing the operation with their direct superiors. The protocols designed to protect America's most sensitive operations became the very weapon used to blind the agency. Absolute secrecy provided the cover to divert $40 million. The timeline caught up with him when an internal CIA review team audited his designated storage spaces. Instead of physical gold and foreign currency, they found empty air. CIA Director John Ratcliffe, pictured here, officially referred the missing assets to the FBI for a criminal counterintelligence investigation. Counterintelligence normally focuses on preventing foreign spies from sabotaging government operations, but here the tools were turned inward. The immediate institutional fallout saw multiple officials placed on leave, while closed-door briefings were hastily delivered to the president and lawmakers, demanding answers about the oversight failures. The legal battle is now playing out in federal court, centered here at the Albert V. Bryan United States Courthouse. The prosecution argues that Rush is a master manipulator who used his seniority to skirt rules, successfully petitioning the judge to detain him without bond as a flight risk. The defense counters that Rush is presumed innocent. His attorneys state he properly obtained the gold for work, kept it secured in a safe, never claimed personal ownership, and note that he's currently only formally charged with time card fraud. The Central Intelligence Agency spends billions of dollars to verify global threats and secure national secrets. Yet in this case, the agency allegedly failed to verify the basic resume of one of its own executives, giving a phantom the clearance to build an untouchable $40 million black box.